why does cancer happen? It's a huge question, right? In this explainer, we're going to dive deep, and you'll see it's not just some modern disease. It's an ancient enemy, one we're now fighting with modern tools. So let's just start with this question right off the bat. Is cancer something that's strictly a product of our modern world? You know, when you think about what causes cancer, your mind probably jumps to things like this, right? We're so quick to blame pollution, all the processed food we eat, and the fact that we sit around too much. But what if that's only half the story? It's time to pull back the curtain and uncover the deep, deep history of this disease. Because it turns out, cancer is a truly ancient biological foe. Yeah, because the science tells a completely different story, and here's the absolute key takeaway. Cancer is not a modern disease. Not even close. In fact, the evidence shows it's as old as humanity itself. And we're not just talking a few hundred years. I mean, we're talking about descriptions of it in Egyptian medical texts from over 4,000 years ago. It's been found in ancient mummies. We've even seen it in prehistoric human bones. This was long, long before any of those modern risk factors we just talked about even existed. Okay, so if it's been around for that long, where did the name cancer even come from? Well, the origin of the word itself, it paints a really fascinating picture of just how long we've been dealing with this. The name we use today actually goes all the way back to ancient Greece. The word they used was karkinos. And you want to know what that means? It means crab. A crab? Why a crab? Well, the story goes that ancient Greek doctors named it karkinos because when they looked at a tumor, they saw these projections spreading out into the healthy tissue all around it. It looked just like a crab digging its legs into the sand. It's a really powerful image and honestly a scarily accurate description of how this disease actually behaves. And to really get a handle on that spreading behavior, it's super important to know the difference between two kinds of growths. First, you have benign tumors. They grow, sure, but they stay put. They don't invade. Malignant cancers, on the other hand, those are the ones that can spread to totally different parts of the body. This whole dangerous spreading process, it has a name. It's called metastasis. It's what happens when cancer cells break off from the main tumor, travel through the body, and start new tumors somewhere else. And it's that ability, the ability to metastasize, that makes cancer so incredibly dangerous. Okay, so we've established that cancer is ancient, it's been with us forever. But that doesn't mean our modern world is off the hook. Not at all. So now let's bridge that gap and look at how our world today influences this ancient disease. A lot of the risks we face now are tied directly to our lifestyle choices. You know, the things that are very much in our control. I'm talking about things like smoking and tobacco use, an unhealthy diet, not getting enough physical activity, and drinking too much alcohol. We know for a fact these things can significantly increase a person's risk. And then, of course, there are the factors that are often way outside of our personal control. Things like being exposed to pollution and toxins in the environment, certain types of radiation. Even our own genetics and family history can play a part. And sometimes even chronic infections. They all fit into this really complex puzzle of what causes cancer. So knowing all of this, that it has these ancient biological roots, but also these very modern triggers, what can we actually do about it? And this right here is probably the most important part of our whole discussion. How we can use this knowledge to focus on prevention and build a healthier future. And this brings us to the most powerful takeaway of all. It's really a message of empowerment. See, it's not about fate, it's about biology. And once you understand the biology, you see that the healthy lifestyle choices you make can genuinely, truly reduce your risk of cancer. So when you pull it all together, you see that cancer has been with us through our entire history. It's a fundamental part of our biological story. And that leaves us with one final crucial question to think about. Knowing everything we know now, how will the choices we make today shape its future?